Okay, so it's 1922, and the communists have proved victorious in the Russian Civil War. Russia is now completely communist and under the control of the Bolshevik Party and its leader, Vladimir Lenin. Joseph Stalin, as we said a couple of slides ago, is a very, very ambitious young man. Um, he wants to be the second most powerful person in Russia. He knows that he can't overtake Lenin, but he feels he does have the skills, he does have the potential to be the second most powerful man in Russia. Unfortunately for Stalin, there is a man who's already got that position, and that man is called Leon Trotsky. This person is a very, very famous communist. There's a branch of communism named after him called Trotskyism. And he was powerful because, first of all, he was in charge of the Red Army. So he's in control of the entire army of Russia. And he's charismatic. He's a very good speaker. And he's a very, very well-read communist. He knows the readings of Karl Marx backwards and forwards. And he is popular with the people, he's popular with Lenin, and he's popular with the politicians in the government. So Leon Trotsky is definitely the next in line for the leadership of Russia after Lenin dies. The fate of Joseph Stalin is different. A new role is given to Joseph Stalin, a new job, and it's called the General Secretary. And it is not a very powerful role. It's a position that almost nobody in the Soviet Union wanted. It was a boring job and it relied on basic administration, basic organization. And because Stalin is very intelligent and he's a very good organizer, Joseph Stalin is given the role of a general secretary. And people feel that this will literally give him something to do, but it will keep him away from power. Because as we've seen in his days as an outlaw, and as we've seen as his command over the military in the Russian Civil War, when Stalin has power, he has a tendency to be ruthless, to be destructive, and to destroy anyone in his way. So they try and give him a job that keeps him busy but doesn't give him too much power. In this job, all he has to do is to organize party members. So if someone wants to become a member of the Bolshevik Party, they have to apply. Someone like Joseph Stalin or someone who works for him will review the application and they will decide, does this person deserve to be a member of the Communist Party? And if they do, they'll look at their skill set. Oh, this person is good at maths, so I will put them in accounting. This person is good with a camera, so I'll put them in charge of propaganda. This person is good at speaking, so I'll make him a politician or a public speaker to the people. He just looked at applications and gave people roles. It's not a very glorious job. Joseph Stalin does sulk about this for a little bit, but Joseph Stalin has a tendency to have what is probably his best attribute, his resilience and determination. He sulks about this job. He doesn't see it as powerful like everybody else. But very quickly, the wheels start turning. Joseph Stalin starts to think, how can I turn this position of weakness into a position of power? And what he settles on is a very, very intelligent and a very brilliant idea. He says, if I only hire people who are loyal to me, people who I've got dirt on, people I can use information against them, if I hire people who are going to do what I tell them to do, maybe not next week, maybe not even in a month, but within a few years, almost all of the politicians in the government will be loyal to me, and therefore I'll have power. I'll give you an example. Let's imagine I get a new job. There's a new job created in Coombe School called the School General Secretary. And my only job is to appoint teachers and to monitor teachers. And if they're doing a good job, they stay. If they're not doing a good job, I can advise that we fire them. So let's say next year, 2020, I hire 10 teachers with one condition. You can be a teacher at Coombe, but you have to listen to me over everybody else. So I've now got 10 loyal teachers. The next year, in 2021, I hire another 20 teachers with the same condition. You can only have this job if you're loyal to me. In 2021, I hire another 50 teachers with the same conditions. And if you think about it, I'm not powerful straight away or even within a year, but by 2022, I've now got between 50 and 60 teachers who are entirely loyal to me. Mr. Laker's still got the role of a head teacher. That's his title. He could be the head teacher. So if he says to the teachers, this is what I want you to do, I can call a little secret meeting or I can make phone calls to 50, 60 teachers and I can say, listen, I know Mr. Laker has said this as the head teacher, but I want you to ignore him and I want you to do what I tell you to do. And they, because I've appointed them and I've got all this information on them, they will do what I tell them to do. So Mr. Laker in this system, yeah, he may have the title of head teacher, but increasingly, I'm the person who tells the teachers what to do. So he can be called a head teacher all he wants, but I'm in charge of the school. And that's kind of what Joseph Stalin starts to do. Yes, Vladimir Lenin can be in charge of the party and the government, but if secretly everyone is actually listening to me, I can become very powerful. And this is exactly what Joseph Stalin does. By 1924, Joseph Stalin is in charge of over 5,500 party officials who do exactly what he tells them to do, and he uses this power to be ruthless, to remove opposition, and to kill anyone who dares to defy him.